And viewers, CIA Director John Ratcliffe delivered a message from President Donald Trump to top Cuban officials in Havana that U.S. would seriously engage on economic and security issues only if it makes fundamental changes. And the news came the same day the U.S. Department of Justice indicated it planned to indict Raul Castro, the country's former president and brother of longtime leader Fidel Castro.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe traveled to Havana on Thursday to deliver a direct message from Donald Trump. CIA officials said the U.S. is offering to seriously engage on economic and security issues, but only if Cuba makes fundamental changes. The agency did not elaborate on the specific changes Washington desires. Cuban state TV says the meeting discussed law enforcement and security cooperation to improve regional security on both sides. Ratcliffe's visit appeared to be only the second by a CIA director to Cuba since the nation's communist revolution in 1959. That makes it a rare high-level contact between the two countries. The visit comes as tensions between Washington and Havana are rising. Trump has stepped up pressure on Cuba, imposing a fuel blockade and threatening sanctions on countries that supply it with oil. This has led to severe fuel shortages on the island. Many parts of Havana have faced blackouts, lasting 24 hours or more, sparking widespread protests on Wednesday. The outages are also threatening food supplies and making daily life difficult. According to the CIA, Cuba now has a rare chance to fix its struggling economy and improve life for its people. However, the official warned that this opportunity will not last indefinitely. Separately Thursday, the U.S. Department of Justice said it plans to indict Cuba's Raul Castro. The timing of the potential indictment is unclear, but it's thought a grand jury approval could come soon. The case against the former president and brother of Fidel Castro is expected to focus on the downing of aircraft.
And viewers, before we wrap up this bulletin, here's a report from the tech world where Samsung Electronics is facing the threat of a massive workers' strike after pay talks with its union collapsed. South Korea's government has stepped in amid fears the dispute could disrupt chip production, hit exports and also impact the broader economy. Here's that report.
Samsung Electronics and its union didn't reach a pay deal on Wednesday, which risked a massive strike. The update followed long government-mediated talks on Monday and Tuesday. Any industrial action could impact the wider South Korean economy. The country's authorities were so concerned they called an emergency meeting. Prime Minister Kim Min-seok told the government to closely manage the situation and encourage more dialogue to prevent a strike. Samsung shares fell as much as 6% after the news broke, but later traded up 1% after the update of the ministerial meeting. Rival SK Hynix saw its stock surge 7%. It was helped by market views it could profit from Samsung's labour issues and expectations it will list in the US later this year. Samsung's union is angry over what it calls a massive gap in bonus pay with SK Hynix. It has planned an 18-day strike from May 21st if its demands aren't met. The union has warned more than 50,000 workers could walk off the job. That will likely delay shipments to customers and further push up chip prices. The union has called for an end to a cap on bonus pay currently set at 50% of annual base salary. It also wants the allocation of 15% of annual operating profit to bonus pay and more clarity on how bonuses are calculated. The union said it has no plans to resume talks before the strike date, but added it would consider a proper proposal if the company presents one. Samsung said it regretted the collapse of talks and will continue to have sincere dialogue with the union to stop what it called a worst-case scenario.